Welcome back to another video. I probably should have charged my phone. Last night I used it and literally slept next to it. So that would do it. Let me lower this music because it might be interfering with my oh and oop. It's not gonna be loud if I clip it back on. What do I do? I don't even think I clip it up back on completely. Well, I am going where is I think I've done like 3 get ready with me videos, and I think it's just my brain that's like hyper fixated on this type of video content. Which is kind of good, I guess, because sometimes I get bored, and so I just do like random ass things just to allow my brain to like have something going on. So I guess you know that my videos, how I say it, it won't be the same all the time. So I guess that's a good thing, right? Right? I don't know, but yeah. And so going to get ready because I'm taking myself on a. We should pull this up. Maybe I should put on a watch too. Um, I'm taking myself on a self date. Um, because this whole week I've been spending with friends, people, and even on my day off, but like I had a solitude day for myself. I had family come over, and so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die out here. I am very extroverted, but I also tend to like pick up some people energies and get burnt out quick. If you feel me, you feel me. Like I pick up on people's energies and like people in the rooms like energy too. Like this sounds very crazy, but I remember like when I used to when I went to like a Sunday Funday thing, and like basically like it was like an outdoor kind of club. Um Honestly, I felt like out of nowhere, like when I went into that place, like a rush of like sadness and depression, and like it felt so fake. Like I felt fake, if that makes sense. Like I was putting on a facade, which is really weird because like I mean, I guess what that was what you would feel like, but um, oh, but yeah, and so I just thought I was really weird. Like I literally had to like sit down and like back up. Like what is this energy coming from? Um, I'm also able to like pick up on people's like sudden emotion changes and moods, and it'd be weird. At first it's weird, and now I'm just like, it's whatever. Like sometimes I just look away because there's so much like it's like how would I say this? It's like working on a project, and your professor keeps giving you data, like a shit ton of data, and it keeps like coming straight at you. Just like pause, pause, you're going too fast. Slow down, brother. Slow down. Um, but yeah. And so I don't think I'm gonna make this video educational. I think it's just like a regular get ready with me and whatever topic I feel like to talk before whatever topic that comes up to my mind, because I don't really have much. I think I do tell you about myself through like kind of like the educational lens, and so I kind of want to just like sit down and just like not talk about educational today, and so it will just be like a kind of chill, actually get ready with me, or aimlessly talk whatever comes up into this head mountain of mine. And so my cats are doing something up there that I don't know. It sounds like they're tearing up the house, to be honest. But oh well. And yeah, tell me why. tell me why I did. I guess I can still talk. But look at my outfit, so cute. Kitties! Hello! What are you guys up to? What are you guys destroying up here? Okay, y'all can destroy that. I just had to make sure it was. They think they're in trouble. But I did my Matrix Destiny the other day. My friend sent it to me. She's like, do it. And I think I did it incorrectly the first time because I got a whole different reading. I didn't realize she's supposed to put the day, month, and new year. I did the opposite. So American. I put the fucking month first. And some of the reading was good. Like, it definitely applied to my life. A little bit too much. It's something I did not like. And then it told me like what was my past life. And I was like, God, really? Is that why I'm acting the way I am? But yeah. But I also do it. I had someone else on TikTok tell me to throw it into ChatGPT, and one of the good things that kind of came out of it were like I kind of saw it coming because my intuition told me that I should do this, which is content creation. It told me I would be a good in like coaching people and kind of guiding them kind of in the right direction, which is what I do in my career already. And I think one of it was content creation as well as one of the like focus things that I should do, which I did go up, especially in my high school years, content creating, and so I do know a little bit about that. I know I used to get paid to content create like each month. My previous creation was like makeup and things like that, but after a while, it just felt like kind of. I really enjoyed it, to be honest, because I grew up art. I was like in art, a lot of art positions, and yeah. But after a while, like what they were requesting for me to do for the account in order to get paid just felt kind of performative, and then I kind of lost the joy of doing it. And someone tells me how I should do my work, and so I was just like, and then they stopped paying me, and so I was like, okay, fine, I'll just leave my content on there. You know, there's a lot of people on there who really like my content. And I was like, you know what? No, they're not paying me. Why am I still leaving my content on this? I literally deleted. I didn't know how to delete. I don't think there was an option to erase your whole account. Maybe I should have done that. But I deleted every single video one by one on that account. And then I deleted my account. So yeah. And so it was done deal. Um, no harsh feelings. And then I just never content create again. I did do like videos here and there on Instagram. I did have like videos that blew up and whatnot. But it was just very random. Like I still left some content on my personal Instagram, which I've made it into an educational account because I was like, why not? Half of the time I always post about education. Why not just make my personal my only main account? And also, honestly, I can't make another account. I mean, I can make another account, but I can't keep up. You know, like I had a Finsta like a while back, and then like I post 3 things on there, and I just stop because I can't keep up with multiple things. I just only do one, and so um yeah, and I think since I'm really passionate about education, I was like, let me. I don't know what got to. Oh, I know what got to me. It was that I wanted education and the mentoring tips that I gave to my students and the coaching life, whether that's coaching, lifing, mentoring, using my life experiences to kind of relate to students and tell them like, here, this is what I did, this is what you should not do. I thought that it should be available for everyone. And I think the best way is through YouTube. Is that I learned so much from others through YouTube and through content creation, and they're like my second teachers or whatnot, like total strangers who have like definitely shaped my life. And so I was like, I could do that. Like I could use my knowledge that I've gained over these years to like indirectly mentor someone across the world or things like that, and which I've already done in the past, like internet friends or like total strangers on the internet. Like it's like instant connection where like you talk to someone and you understand what they're going through by, and like some people they just I don't know, they've been like doing like a yearly check-in with me or like a I don't think no one does a quarterly check-in with me anymore, but I used to have people like check in with me yearly, once it like an annual yearly thing, or like here's my life update, like, and there's like a whole story, and I'm like cheering them on, or like I haven't talked to these people since like high school, and they're just like telling me like how their life is doing, or like sometimes I meet people like way later on. I don't know, it's kind of coincidental too when I meet some people from which is really rare. But when I remember in the past when I used to meet people in high school, it was like I needed them to tell me something at that time, and they did tell me something. And yeah, so the universe works in various ways to be a teacher. But yeah, and so I've always kind of been in that role of like, oh my god, what is that? I've kind of always been in that role of like mentoring people or giving them like life advice. Um, and I don't mind giving it for free at all. Like I always tell people like, you want to give me a sweet treat, do it. Like who am I to say no to a sweet treat, you know? But I genuinely just like helping people. I mean, I think for people who work in education or nonprofit, they can understand me right away why you like to help people despite the pay so low. I've had people straight up like, no, like there's no way you're doing this just from the goodness of your heart. And and I think because I grew up with that lived experience of wanting someone to help me and whatnot, it I do want to do it. Um, but there is an expectation, obviously. Like I want to help people, but I want them to like have their shit together. If that makes sense. Like I want to be able to help people, but also be like, hey, all this advice that I'm giving you, it should be taken. Like you should actually do something with your life with all this advice I'm giving to you, because I don't want it to come for free. I mean, obviously, a lot of stuff I do for free, like help people on the weekend. I've even like helped students like at night when I should be asleep. Scholarships, things like that. And so I do think it takes two to tango. What the heck? This is my foundation that I forgot to blend in. Oh, yeah, I do think it takes two to tango. And so if you take Nami too. I said I'm not gonna talk about anything educational, and here I am. You see, it literally revolves around my life. But yeah, and so yeah, that would do it. Now I'm just like, oh, what do I talk now? My whole life revolves around education. Um, oh, I can talk about my personal life, but then I'm kind of like, do I want to talk about my personal life? Because man, after I saw that situation with Liz and Landon, because I've been following there was Liz for a hot minute, like through the times I was going through it, through the times I just needed a reminder, like through thick and thin, like me and her YouTube channel were like this. I remember like 5 in the morning, I was like had a very motivational day, and she was the first video I watched in the morning or at night too. But so I'm also like, I want to tell people my life on the internet, but also at the same time, like, do I? Because like I was on Discord, and I say was because I'm taking a break because low key they make me question my life sometimes. But um, I don't know what information can be used against me. Like, and obviously, but I am like in person. I'm a very oversharer. I don't mind sharing my life experiences. I think connecting people through storytelling and whatnot is the way, like, we're just all human, so I don't mind sharing my life experiences and being authentic, my authentic self with people. But some people take that as and use it to their advantage. Like which is scary because I'm like, I don't mind um sharing myself about people because I have like actually like I'm not scared to show you the ugliness and the darkness of myself. If that makes sense. Like everyone is not peaches and fuzz, but hey, stop fighting. But I think some people uh, abuse that information that you give to make very limited thoughts about you and also like be able to manipulate you. And that has happened. I guess I can share that, but I I'm a very like I guess you could say like loving, giving, forgiving was a very forgiving person and let a lot of people walk over me, and it could be like anyone in my life. It doesn't even have to be romantically. It could be friendships. It could be family. And so let me see what time is it because I have somewhere to be. 12. Okay, I still have time. I have let people kind of like walked over me, stepped over me, betrayed me, manipulated me, lie in front of my face, literally made fun of me in public. Um, Even when I had like proof, like I had like a narcissistic person, and like it's called flying monkeys, which is like hilarious because I saw that on the internet. Flying monkeys are basically adopted people through the narcissist to kind of continue the lying ass storytelling. Um, I've had interventions where like I told my truth and I walked out evil, because people couldn't handle my truth. Um, and I've come my clash out made me realize like I'm too forgiving, and I let people walk over my boundaries, and WTF, you know? Like, where was my self respect? Compromise, thrown out in the trash. Wasn't even able to recycle because that's how nice I was to everybody. I just thought that being nice to everyone with like nothing in return and like our love and light will save me and will save that other person. I have a bad habit. That's so cute. Look at this heart. Look at this heart. I had like a bad habit of like, and I think my matrix destiny told me this, but I didn't need the destiny told me this because I've been through this. But I mean, some things came out obvious and others, some things I was like, I kind of did notice that. But I have like a bad habit of fixing people, and I don't know if it's because of my childhood that made me want to, and that is the role in my job too. Like technically, like fixing not fixing people, but like guiding people to where they want to be in life could also a fine line could also go over to trying to fix people, which is not what I'm trying to do. I think nobody wants to be fixed. I don't want to be fixed, but it's kind of like I don't want to say savior complex, but I think I have accidentally picked up that role for people, and some people gladly accepted it. Some people are like, "Whoa, this is too much for me." Um, but yeah, and so I'm not doing that anymore. Um, and I also realized like it's not only just like money, but it's also time and it's also energy. Like time, like people think like oh like giving your time is free. Like no, it's not. Like I've overextended myself like selflessly and help people and like be the one to like drive. Like I'm that friend that would like drive far distances so you don't have to, or like I'm also most of the time the punctual friend. So like I tend to have a bad habit, and I had to read a lot of books about this, like to overextend myself. And I grew up as a people pleaser because family dynamic. I was never taught boundaries. I was never taught what like a healthy relationship looked like. So I repeated a lot of. It sounds so bad, but like I thought I grew out of it, but I didn't. Like I really did repeat kind of the love that I saw, and even when I thought I was, I guess, better than it, I repeated through other partnerships and friends, and until I learned the lesson. Until I learned the lesson, I kept allowing toxic people to enter my life and allowing people to abuse, thinking that they could abuse my time, my energy, and my money, like, and give me backhand. I've had like friends where like they backstab me. They use me as the unlicensed therapist, and is while everyone's cutting that one person off, and they're using me as like, oh, like she won't stop being my friend because she's so forgiving. I've had people put me in like unsafe situations. Friends too. I had friends put me in unsafe situations where like I had to like lock the door and was like, girl, can I just leave? And they're like, no, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. That person's fine. I'm like, that person is not fine if we have to lock the door. Like, the fuck is you on, bitch? I had friends where like they would bully me. They would verbally like try to like ostracize me and cuss at me. And I guess I want to say, I'm not me trying to find like the silver lining in all this, but like I learned this in a very young age, so I guess I'll be able to see it later on. But I've also had people stole my personalities and my hobbies and my hair color, and no, that shit's fucking freaky, mate. Like, for someone to fucking adopt your fucking personality, and why do I have an accent? That's so weird. But for someone to adopt your personality, oh my god, that's the most scariest thing I see in real life. Oh my god, that traumatized me. But ah, and then to be your good best friend and person, and then to talk shit behind your back, or like have this like animosity and jealousy, like so much for being a girl's girl. And it's like, no, like, and but the thing is like, when I saw myself like in moments of where I was healing, where I was like, do I still, it was basically what I learned is like, well, am I still gonna entertain this foolery bullshit, or like keep healing? Because when you start to heal, you realize that where you want to be is here, and where other people are here. And then when you go back to hang out with these people, you literally feel that like, oh shit, like you feel like a internal tug of war with yourself, where like, I don't want to hang out with these people because I'm outgrowing them, but it's also like I don't want to leave them because they're my friends, or there's so many years that I've been with them, or we've been through so much shit. That's low key fucking, that's probably trauma bonding at that point. And that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I was like, well, I'm healing, and I want to kind of save these people from their healing journey too, because we're all healing and we've all been hurt. But the thing is, like, that's not the job. That is not the point. You heal yourself and you better yourself, and then you find other people who are also healed and you hang out with them. You do not build this savior complex and be like, I am a good person, I've healed, so I'm gonna save other people and save them from the misery, because it never works out. Even if you do try to help them, they think you're sabotaging them, or they think you're acting like you're better than them. Like some people, like I try to help and they're like, back off, like you don't know what you're saying. Or I've had situations where like people don't listen to me as a female, but they'll listen to a man who repeat the same thing that I said, but on the internet. So I don't know. I've learned to protect myself and like help myself. And then when I do help people in return, like when I do it out of the goodness of my heart, I don't expect nothing. I don't expect nothing from people anymore. If I'm helping you, I'm helping you because I want to, and there's no ill intention or, oh, I want to do this for you so you can do something back for me. No, unless it's a business partner Obviously that's give or take, or it's a job, give or take. You give me money, I'll give you something, like a project in return. Other than that, most things shouldn't really be as much transactional. But life is life, and it is. Oh my god, my liner's about to dry out the more I talk. But I haven't done an eyeliner in a hot minute, and so you guys are gonna see me do it. But yeah, and I think that's what happens with like some people, is that when they see sometimes the unconditional energy that I give, which is like, does this person have like ill intention? Um, but honestly, I'm pretty honest. I'm pretty honest too. Like, I am a good friend, but sometimes I also scare my friend too, because I can be brutally honest, and sometimes they really like it, sometimes they don't. I be brutally honest, and like, because friends, I think, can act like a mirror into your life, and sometimes you hate looking at that, sometimes you don't. But when I mirror people, sometimes they freak out. But as I said earlier, like, it's not my job to like, hi, it is not my job to be like, anymore, and it shouldn't have been in the first place. But that's a lesson learned. It shouldn't be my job to like help people, fix people, wake them up, or things like that. Like, just find the people that you can connect with, and that you don't have to force that interaction with, because not everyone is gonna get you. Like, not everyone is on the same wavelength as you, if that makes sense. Like, you can't force someone to be at the same wavelength as you, you spent so much time building yourself up. And is that even fucking match? I haven't done my eyeliner in so long. But yeah, and so that would do it. When you learn to stop being like so forgiving, so giving, X, Y, and Z, you you don't pour from an empty cup, and you don't pour from guilt or shame or burnt out, or why am I overextending yourself and you're not delivering me, like, like, that's not good. Um, to start off at all. But yeah, where's my mascara? Oh, there it is. I think I've I'm also talking about my Matrix Destiny again, because I feel like I could use these as pointers into like discussing like who I am as a person. One of it in the Matrix Destiny destination, I think it showed up like 4 times apparently, because I threw it in ChatGPT, because I honestly wasn't really understanding what the website was telling me, so I threw it into ChatGPT. I guess it had to dumb it down for me. But it said I was a cycle breaker, and that I've been new. Um, the crash outs were crazy. The life experience I have were crazy. Um, I probably wouldn't even throw half of it out on the internet, because you probably look at me and just like, damn. And I'm not really trying to make it a pity party. So the shit I've been through, damn, bro. Yeah. Anyways, that's why it's very easy for me to talk to everyone in all walks of life, because I'm not saying I've been there, I've done that, but I've been put in multiple situations, and I see why people act the way they act. And so, but it's not up to me to save everybody. Like I said, what was I saying? Oh, cycle breaker. Um, I definitely feel like the black sheep of the family. I felt out of place. I think someone's messing with my pen over there. They like to mess with my pens, but yeah. Which is very hard, because there was a space, and there's a time in the space where like I felt like I had to hold everyone's trauma, and I went through like a realization of like we are who we are based on how we grew up, religion, community, our traumas, our wounds, our accomplishments in life. It all shapes us who we are. And not only that, I learned sociology, so I applied. It's like psychology majors. They learn and they apply a lot of that shit into the personal life. But sociology, like I learned about how economics can shape who you are. Family, like if you have one parent, two parents, if you're raised by like grandma, like um your income levels, like your religion, your culture, like what is that circle of stratosphere of like what you're impacted by, um how your needs, culture, you're shaped by your culture too, by your gender. And so I use a lot of these things to kind of like, I wouldn't say rationalize, but be able to understand not only myself but like my family members. And it's crazy because like after a certain point, it's kind of like, I don't know if you've seen those videos, but they're like, I think there's like this saying that's going on that's pretty famous. But it's like when I see my mom, um, like as how would I say, I forgot the saying already. It's like as a female, I understand my mother's pain, but as a daughter, I have so much wrath and anger for her. And so it comes to that understanding where like I think I've come to a point where like I've kind of merged the two, where it's like you can't change your family members, but you're able to kind of meet them where they are, and depending on how close you are to the family, just be grateful that they're there, or just love them at like an arm's length, and interact them from where they are, if that makes sense. Because there's always going to be a disconnect between you and your family on some type of level. Um, but it's I guess it's up to you to see how close or how far you want them into your life. Um, if that makes sense. Ooh, excuse me. But yeah, and this is the last step. But and what time is it? 12:21. Okay. Um, but it definitely was not easy growing up. I think I what are you guys doing over there? I grew up kind of like, whoa, sir, what is you doing over here? They done did over here making my carpet look like a. Oh, I found this. I was looking for this. Noted. I'll use that later. I'm dead. But what was I saying? What was I saying? I don't even remember. Ouch. But yeah, um, I think growing up feeling like you kind of never fit in here or there really, I guess, humbles you and opens your eyes to a lot of things. But yeah, it'd be like that. Um, yeah, that's basically it. I'm basically done. I think I might add like a pop color at the bottom, but I don't know if that's too much. I think this line is. I can't tell if it matches. I think it does, but I think it's good enough. But yeah. Oh, I think another topic I would also want to say is that I really don't like this saying, to be honest, but when people have told me like you've came out amazing, like you came out so talented, you came out so like you came out with so much accomplishments, like you look so confident, and like basically kind of like saying like the trauma was worth it. And for anyone who's been through trauma or through some fucked up shit, we all know that now. It's not worth it. People fail to realize that like when you go through trauma and you go through shit, like you have to unlearn it. You have to like you go up with anxiety, you can go up with like PTSD, you can go up with like complex trauma disorder. You can learn you pick up very quick to like distrust people, like question people and like analyze people and like am I in a safe situation, like is this person safe, and then you get friends who are not safe for you. You go into partnerships that are not safe for you. You repeat everything that you learned from a childhood, like from your childhood, and you repeat that trauma until you learn it to wake up and stop repeating, you know, generational traumas and generational cycles. And so yes, some people came out of it alive, and alive I mean sane. Like some people came and you know, semi-sane, you know, like dark humor, our dark humor goes crazy, but that's one way, that's a coping mechanism. That's a coping mechanism that a lot of people use in order to get through shit. And so yes, I'm smart, yes I'm witty, yes I'm able to like turn any situation, I'm able to like control the room and be able to lead with grace, but not a lot of people are willing to go through the shit I've been through. Like, and I'm not saying that you have to go through trauma to be a great leader. No, there are some great leaders out there that have not been through trauma, but don't, I guess, kind of rationalize it, if that makes sense. Like, don't excuse it and be like, oh, you have to go through shit. Like, you have to go through bad moments in your life to become a great person. No, because there are things in my life where like I've hurt other people as well. Like that saying, hurt people hurt other people. And so I do not wish for anyone or if I have a child in the future to go through what I go through. Um, because you spend a chunk of your life figuring out, I have the zoomies. Like you spend a good chunk of your life figuring out like who you are and learning what it is, reading books of like I in a very young age I intellectualize my feelings, and instead of feeling them I turn it into like a math problem or a science problem that has a solution, and it could be solvable, like quantifiable. And that's crazy to say that, but if you know, you know. And so it goes to show you that like I don't know, like maybe some parts of you will never be wired. I don't want to say normal because you know it's very normal for people to go through all these things, or it shouldn't be. But our brains are wired differently, whether I like it or not. Like there are some things in my brain where I realized that they have been putting me in situations where I don't like, and I'm just like, damn, you know. And so I do. I think I study a lot. I'm into science and psychology, and so I try to like put those two together to like be a better version of myself. But it is a scary process sometimes because you realize some facts that you have to face that you don't want to face, or you end up learning things about yourself and just like damn, like all these situations that I put in my past is because of that, and it's because of how I grew up. And so it's not easy to go through it. I do not wish anyone trauma and to grow up in the same situation as I am. I think I did get stronger, but I had to force myself to. And it was like if you're in the blacks, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but it is like mentally, I don't know, I'm trying to make an analogy of this. If you are in like a war and you're stuck down the dirt and you have to literally use like tree branches to like climb up and it's raining and there's snakes in the same room as you and you're trying hard not to get bite because you don't know which one's poisonous and which one is not, but then you can't, so you just assume all of them are poisonous and you're trying to climb out of this wall, but it's like raining and so it's hard and you slip and you fall and you do it again because you don't want to die. Like, that's how it feels like. um yeah. And so I don't if and it's okay if you say that like people live and they learn, like we all mature and stuff, but don't tell someone that like, oh, you came out stronger because of your trauma. Like look at you are self-made, you are amazing, like ta-da. Because I've also know students who've been through shit, which is why I love what I do, because I love helping people. And trust me,
we wish we never went through that, or we wish we never saw things that we cannot unsee. We when you go up in some type of situations, you walk through life with a different lens. You see people's ill intentions. You see how the society works and how what may seem perfect or I guess nice or angelic in the from the eye view is one big lie. And to wake up to the fact and like see how people who are there are their true intentions and how everything social media is lying. So some people are not who they seem to be, and so it's like growing up with that instrument. So I guess it's like I guess some good things that I can say personally, like this minute may not be able to relate to other people. It's a double-edged sword, but being able to be discerning of people, like catching people not being a good person and try to deceive me right in front of me, as if I didn't grow up with deceit my whole life, or if I didn't grow up with like narcissistic people, and I'm able to see who's narcissistic really quick. But it's not my job to be like, you're a narcissistic, go to therapy and go get help, because no one's gonna like that. No narcissist or no narc is gonna want to be called a narc. And I see it as like a mental health issue, or 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 whatever. Like no one's born a narc. Like a lot of these illnesses are because of trauma and stuff, and so it just happens to people. So I don't blame them. I'm just like, stay the back the fuck away from me. Rebuke this energy. But yeah, um, it is already time for me to probably start heading there because I gotta find parking and stuff like that. But yeah, this is my outfit review. I have to choose a purse. I don't know if I should wear heels. I probably will, but I actually put like my Pilates top on this. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the video.